This is part 3 of alien object found or spotted in deep space. Again, I'm going to run around the edge of this thing so you can see clarity that wasn't seen in the other two videos. It's kind of blurry in the other two videos, but I believe this one will be more sharp. But as you can see, I'm going to try to again point out the points of light here. That are here. I want to get real close to the areas of light here. Hope you can see the cross. There's all these cross areas here. Show the point of light. They have a point of a light source that when a lens views a light source from a distance, it always creates this little cross right here where the light glares in from the lens. And also all this other information of the structure of this object. As you can see here, there's areas that look like there's just too much information in there for it to not be an object that's highly complex in the structure of it. It's amazing, I think. Whatever this object is, it's really too much for my mind to comprehend a culture that could create something like this. And plus, I'd highly doubt that if they were there and they did exist and this is really what I think it is, or what I'm saying it is, I highly doubt they're here to do us any harm, unless they view us as like a terror threat to the safety and well-being of other cultures that may be out there. But I highly doubt that. I believe that given the scale of their technology, they would be here to help us along so that way we can stop the bickering and the fighting amongst ourselves and grow and become a race of beings that are worthy of colonizing the galaxy or even beyond. Maybe that's what the whole purpose of their interaction with us is. Maybe they're even sent here from God to bring that to be. Because why is another reason we look at this closely is because this seems to change a lot every time I go to visit it. There's always different markings, and the positioning of it is slightly different sometimes. It almost stands to reason that they're trying to communicate to us that they do exist and that they are there, despite what the government's denial about it is. They might want us, everybody, to know as an entire race of beings, and this is the personification of that event. Would be something on the order of this, appearing on Google Sky, where many people see it across the globe at once, so that way mankind would have a hard time denying that they're there, and then we can move on to our relationship with them that perhaps maybe the government is putting a hold on, because what the implications might cause for the ramifications of our culture might be compromised because of the knowledge somebody with the power to be able to build something like this, for instance, would be pretty profound to our culture of people, and it would upset the balance of what we're doing. But I still think that ultimately it's inevitable that if there is another race of beings or several other races of beings out there, that ultimately one day they're going to come here, and for all we know, that day's here. And then the world would totally change as we know it. Because that's the big picture, for so to say, was maybe God intended for us to actually really do colonize the galaxy. And now that we're to the point where we're mass produced on the planet, where we're so overpopulated, maybe they're here to alleviate the overpopulation of the planet and fulfill the job that they've been here to do, was to mass produce us so that way they could take us out and spread us throughout the galaxy on another stage of the level of our development and our culture as a race of beings. Maybe that's the purpose for us. And it kind of correlates to what the Bible actually says, that there would be a new heaven and a new earth in the end days, that he was going to come back to earth and change everything and rule upon the planet for a certain length of time, and then everybody was to be taken into heaven, into the glorious creation that he created, the infinite creation that he created, which is mentioned to be heaven. Maybe that's what the whole entire universe actually is, in reality, is heaven. And we're on our way. Everybody that's alive today may see the time when that actually happens, and they return to Earth, and they take every single one of us off to new places throughout the galaxy and beyond. Is really an ultimate theory that I have, that God's going to ultimately do that for us one day, because of who we are. We're the children of God, so these beings would probably just be the God's workers here to carry out his orders, to do what his plan was to spread us throughout the entire universe. After he created it, he made us, grew us, mass-produced us, and now he's going to spread us throughout the entire universe. Sort of like of Adam and Eve on every planet throughout the whole entire universe, basically. And start over where we'll mass-produce again, and then there'll be millions of other planets with people on it, like humans everywhere. Humans everywhere spread out throughout the whole entire universe. That would be a wondrous, glorious thing. Imagine that the top of the food chain that we are, we're the human race. Imagine us being the rulers of the entire universe. So, something to think about. And anybody has any comments on any of these objects, we'll go to another one again just to make sure that the other videos were clear enough for everybody to see everything that I showed. Again, these objects are similar in appearance, but different in their design and texture. But every one of them seems to be right on the trajectory of blocking light right behind the edges of it, so it seems pretty impossible that you could have the one edge that we know to be where the computer puts the images together, where it takes the separate photos of the whole sky and they puts them all together. Here's that line right there. It seems kind of impossible that the edge of that object is slightly off on other areas, where the light that's coming that's being blocked off the edge of that, the star behind this object, is actually over here. See see the amount of space difference here with the line of the edge of the photo, and we go to other sides of the object, and it looks so completely different that the edge of the object seems to be actually blocking the light from behind it. There's not an anomaly on the information. We'll go to another one here that shows a better example of what I'm saying. See here, you can actually see the edge of the object here blocking the light as you move along the edge of the object. You find points where right here, there's the line to the edge of the photo. So why is it so far from the edge of the line that's being depicted as the light that's blocking the light behind it? You move back over here and you also see that line that is the edge of the photo somewhere here. It's in the darkness right here. We'll move back down again. Here's the edge of the object, and we move down slightly, and right here you see the edge of the line of the photo right here. Edge of the object here. See the edge of the object. Edge of photo. Edge of photo right there. Edge of photo. Edge of object. Edge of photo. Edge of object. So it tells me that object's in there. Because you move down some more again, you still see the edge of the object with the edge of the photo. So how could that be? And plus all the texture and the geometrics of the object, and there's other areas on the object that even change in appearance. I've noticed that right in this area, sometimes I visit this object and there's a different symbol of light that's not here presently. And we'll go to another one of the objects to show more. I've discovered a bunch of these objects all throughout the sky. We travel over here to another region and we find another one of those objects with totally different edges, but similar, but a lot more detailed in the shadow and a lot more detail in the objects. And it seems to be right on a trajectory where it seems to be right on the edge of the photos, so that way it contrasts to that mark, so that way we can be assured that this object's actually in that photo. See, there's the edge of the photo. Here's the edge of the photo, and directly from that edge we run into that star. We move it over, and there's the edge of the object. Edge of photo, edge of object. Edge of photo, edge of object. Hope y'all could see that, because these structures have some amazing points of light that are just boggle my mind. Culture that could create such a thing. And these areas of light seem to be changing constantly. If you can see in there real good. Hopefully you can see that. But the structure of the object is